Hey guys, good morning everyone. Welcome back to the chapter. As you know that yesterday and day before yesterday we have completed the chapter, and today we are going to summarize the chapter. Okay, and first we'll see the starter. As I have told you to complete this columns A and column B by match the items to their counterparts from nature. So let's see now. First, a ribbon. What will be the correct match for it? So its correct match will be C. Long grass. Beets. It will be dried nuts and acorns. Canvas. Leaves or rock. Dye. Natural dyes from fruits and vegetable. This will be the correct answer. Okay. Now we will summarize the chapter. Okay. We'll see the story of amber beets. So this story, which is written by Jane Andrew. This story is about Mother Nature, how she takes care as our elders, who takes our responsibility and take care just like our elders. Mother Nature is also taking care of her house, that is the earth. Here, the narrator is telling a story about the action that took place long, long ago when there were no men living on earth. The story of amber beads, how it came how it came into existence, how the small creatures got inside the amber, and what took it to the show. Okay, so now we'll see the story of amber beads, how it came to existence, and how the small creature got inside the amber bits, and what it took to the show. Okay, what it took to the show. Now let's begin. What happened? One day, a Scottish girl got a necklace which was made by amber beads, in which many small things were embedded, and it gives out fragrance while rubbing it. When we will rub the stone, what is there in the necklace, it will give a quite good fragrance, and it also attract things like magnet. Okay, but she always wonder how these bees, moths, flies got inside it. Okay, she always wondered that how it got inside it. To her wonder, means he thought, means how happened. And if Mother Nature could reply, and she would have told her the story that how the amber beads came into existence, how the bees, moths, butterflies, everything got inside it. Okay, now let's just take a look at the story about it. So long, long ago, there was the jungle there was jungle in Scotland. Okay, when there were no men's were living, the jungle was full of oak, pine, and poplar tree. So the jungle was full of pine, oak, and poplar tree. Okay, but the tree, one of the tree, pine tree, that it gives some special kind of gum through it. Okay, which has some fragrance, so it attracted many of the flies to it. Okay, what happened, small creatures got attracted to it and got stuck. And here, when the wind blows, many sticks, fern twigs, some flowers or scorns, they got attracted to, they got stuck in this. And later what happened is just all the things got perfectly embedded inside it. Okay, all the things got perfectly embedded inside it, and later it got it becomes a lump of amber. Okay, but now a question that how it came to the seashore. As I have told you that long, long ago, when there were no men living on some earth, what happened? All the sea waters get rose up at the level at that level where the mountains also get covered under the sea water. Okay, so what happened, all the forest of pine, oak, and poplar tree got covered, got buried in seawater. Okay, got buried in seawater. And later what happened, all the means amber got hardened, means they got hardened, forest trees, woods got hardened under the seawater. Okay, and but later what happened, this amber beats the lump of amber which only can disturb it was the strong wind of the sea. Okay, so what happened, a strong wind came there, and after some days, when the water got decreased, a storm came in which the lump of amber came to the shore, and it got buried inside the sand. Okay, then what happened? Jenny grandfather got on the shore to see the wreck of Goshwak. Okay, he got on the seashore to see the wreck of Goshwak. There he accidentally slipped his leg. Accidentally he kept and slipped over a stone, and that was the lump of amber. That was the lump of amber. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful that the grandfather thought to give it to her bride, and she was Jenny's grandmother. Okay, so what he did, he just carved the stones into a necklace, and decided to give this to Jenny's grandmother. Okay, but before the death of her grandmother, she handed her amber beads necklace to Jenny. So, this is how it came into existence. This is how it came to the shore. This is how the bees, the moors, everything got embedded inside it. So, this all the things happened naturally. How amber formed, how things got embedded in it. Okay, so this is all about the summary, and now we'll discuss the exercises of the chapter. On the basis of your understanding of the text, take the correct answer. Okay. First, A. Nature has often been referred to as Mother Nature because she is old, she cares for us, she is omnipresent, or all the above. So its answer will be all the above because she is old, she cares for us, and she is omnipresent means she is present at the same time and everywhere. B. Nature's work is patient and never ending because it has to nature countless forms of life. It cannot afford to show its fur often. It has become inactive and weak. Birth rate is much higher than death rate. What can be the correct answer? So the correct answer will be it has to nurture countless forms of life. Old Kenneth now covers all day because he missed his wife. Times has changed. Nature is not as beautiful, or he is old and feeble. What will be the correct answer? He is now old and feeble. Answer the following questions. First, gives reason to show that nature, like a mother, is active. How? Because it is working at the 50 places at the same time, as it has given an example now that we have compared in the chapter. It's compared that an old lady who is taking care of 50 children. Okay, so yes, she is active. Strong because after so many things we are doing to the earth, and still it is like strong enough to handle everything. Interesting because it has some interesting stories about it nature. When we heard this from our old means parents, like grandparents, they always tell interesting facts about our nature, right? So these are the interesting things. What is that one treasure Zenny possesses? Yeah, Zenny possesses the amber beads. Okay, amber beads was one of the Jenny's possessions. How did she come to own it? She come to own it when her grandmother was about to die, and she handed her necklace, amber bead necklace, to her. What was special about the beads of necklace? The special about the beads of necklace that it has beautiful means in small creature embedded inside it, and it gives a beautiful fragrance when we rub it, and it also attract the things just like magnets. So this were the special thing about the necklace. How did old Kenneth manage to fashion the necklace? He carved the lump of amber and he managed to fashion the necklace. What brought amber to the show? A great storm that brought the amber to the show. Okay, now we will see reading 2. First, the story is set in Scotland. State at least three instances to prove this. Yeah, it is proved when it has been told that a long ago, when there were no men in Scotland, there were many forests, etc. First is that. Second, it is that told about a Scottish girl, and who owned the amber beads necklace. Second, and the third instance is that the style of wearing dresses. Okay, these were the three instances to prove the story is set in Scotland. Okay. Jenny was a young girl with limited means. Do you think she was happy? Why? Why not? Yeah, I think she was happy because her grandmother has given her a beautiful necklace. She was working with her mother, helping her, and she always spent times means looking at the necklace, and she didn't get bored about it. Okay, third, if we could only walk on the bottom of the sea, what treasure we might find? Think of three interesting things that you could find, and what would you do with each of them? This is really means you have to think. Okay, you just think about the three things what you will find when you will go deep down the sea. Okay, and you have to write that. Now here means synonyms vocabulary. Synonyms is given. You have to read the passage on how pearls are formed. Okay, and later you have to complete this synonyms. Okay, now means after reading the passage only you are able to find the synonyms for the given words which is given below. Okay, now we'll read the passage. Pearl is the only birthstone made by living creatures, oysters, and other shellfish. If a grain of sand finds its way into an oyster's shell, the oyster covers the irritating grit with layers of shiny substance its body produces over many years. Eventually, the grain is encased, becoming a pearl. Till recently, this way a very arduous. I think this will take much more time. So you can just read this passage, and you can find the synonyms for from the passages. Okay, I know you can do this, and whenever means wherever you will feel that you are not able to find the synonyms from this passage, you just ask me. Okay. Okay, here one grammar part is given about subject and predicate. You must have heard about subject and predicate, which ask the question of what. Okay, subject, and we will able to find the subject. As we know, in a sentence before verb, the part is subject, and rest of the part we call the predicate. Okay. So the subject of a sentence can be a word or a group of words. It tells us who or what is or does something. The predicate of a sentence tells us something either about the subject or about the action performed by the subject. Okay, so subject and predicate, you have to find it in this sentence. Divide each sentence given below into its subject and predicate. What you have to do, just make two columns. Okay, like this, part 1, part 2, and you have to, in first part you have to write the subject, and in second part you have to write the predicate part. Here some rules is given about subject verb agreement, okay, and according to that you have to fill in the blanks. Okay, I will give this in assignment, you can complete there also, and you can we can discuss this on MST, right? So let's see. Read the sentences given below. Jenny's home is hardly more than a hut. Second, her hands are hardened by work. Notice that a singular subject, home, takes a singular verb, that is, while a plural subject, hands, takes a plural verb, are. So remember, in present means what happened, generally what happened, when a singular subject means, when we are using a singular subject, we just use a singular verb with it, and when we are using plural subject, we are using plural verb. But remember, a case is given in present tense. Noun and verbs forms plural in opposite way, while in nouns we add an s to the singular form. In verb, we remove an s from the singular form. What happened? Just look. Generally, what we do, we use plural noun with plural verbs, singular noun with singular verb. But in case of present tense, it gets means it we use the plural form in an opposite way. How? When we are using singular noun, then we are using in present tense also, only we use plural verb, and when we are using plural noun, with that we are only using singular verb. So like that you have to complete the means you have to fill in the blanks with the correct form of verb. Okay, you have to just complete this paragraph just on that subject verb agreement. Okay, some more rules of subject verb agreement it is given, that how we can use this subject verb agreement, and you can fill in the blanks. So collective nouns such as crowd, congregation, family, group, etc. may take a singular or plural verb. If the collective noun refers to a single unit, the verb used in singular, but if the noun refers to a collection of individuals, the verb used is plural. Okay, when we are referring to one, means in a collective noun, when we are referring to a single unit, then we are using singular verb, and when we are using for a whole, a collection of individuals, then the verb is plural. Nouns plural in form but singular in meaning takes a plural verb, like trousers, scissors, they always take singular verb. Sorry, they always take plural verb. Okay, when they ends in s, like trousers, scissors, they always take plural verb with them. Nouns joined by and take a plural verb. When we are adding and in a subject, then the verb is always plural. Nouns joined by and but referring to the same person or object takes a singular verb. Yes. When two words we are using and we joined it by and but it referring to a one person, the same person, then we take only a singular verb. In subjects joined by or, nor, either, neither, the verb only agrees with the near of the noun, with very near subject. Okay, it only changes or it only reacts to the nearest subject. For example, neither the pineapple nor the oranges were ripe. Here we can use only means. If what it tells that it always react to the nearest subject. For example, another example we could see, I the lemons or the coconut is. Here also we can use are na, but it always react to the nearest subject. The title of a book or play takes a singular verb irrespective of form. Okay, a word, phrases expressing period of time, fractions, weight, measurements, and amounts of money are regarded as singular and takes a singular verb. Means whenever we are talking about time, fractions, weight, measurements, and amounts, it always takes singular verb. Like the title of book and play also. Okay, it always takes singular verb. You what you have to do, you just have to remember this all the rules what is given here. Okay, and after that you will be able to complete this fill in the blanks also. And now let's see spelling. Suffixes. Suffixes means which comes at the end of the word. It may be a word or a group of word, and it just means get added at the last of the word, and it changes completely the meaning of the word. Okay, just like sailor, sail plus or, it just changed the whole word na. By adding some suffixes to the word sail, it just make a complete it just make a complete change. Like for everything, gardener, burglar. Here it is given. The endings er, ar, or or are suffixes which, when added to a word, often refer to a person who does something. Sometimes, when adding a suffix to a word, a letter may be deleted from or added to the word. For example, look at these words. Log plus er. We added g extra. It got logger. Or sometimes burglar. Burgle plus AR. It turns into burglar. Deleted E. We have removed that E. A few more example. Runner. We added N so that it becomes double N. Mine plus ER. We had deleted E and added ER then minor. So for example, here many more examples is given, just you have to look there. And what you have to do next, add the correct suffix to each of the following words. Identify which words denote a person who does something and which one denote a person who is connected with a place, certain things, or kind of work. Use a dictionary if you need to. One has been done for you. You just have to add some suffix to the given words. You can use the means a dictionary for completing this. Okay, so I just hope I'm leaving this all the works on you. You just complete this, and we'll discuss this on MST, and we'll see. Okay, so for now I'm taking a leave. What you have to do, I have given a beautiful summary over the story of Amber Beads. You just go through that because many of the students were unable to describe the summary. So please do that and complete the book also, complete everything. And wherever you are feeling that you're not able to solve the things, you just ask me. I'm there to help you. Okay, so everyone, all the best.